All right, so we are on. First question, how are you?
I'm okay, how are you?
Good. Like 2018 has been crazy for you with Cradle Of Filth first, and then I follow you on Instagram. You seem to be very busy. So
Yes, I'm always filling in time slots with lots of extra things to do all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you enjoy it. So
Yeah, of course. I mean, I moved out, got a new place, realized, oh yeah, I have to pay bills, so I decided to go back to school. And it hit about mid-August once I moved in and settled into my new place. And then I was like, okay, I start a new job, I'm going to school to become a cosmetologist because I got an opportunity, couldn't pass it up. And then all of a sudden all this session work came in, and then Cradle got really busy, and then all through that I'm trying to like juggle releasing my solo album, and it's just been like non-stop. So after this little tour, I'm gonna head home and take a few days off.
Oh,
I didn't really
good.
get a Christmas. I was just playing harp all Christmas.
yeah, I was
around
wondering because you
family.
seem to have a private life, and you came here for New Year's Eve, which means you would have flown like a few days before and stuff. So it's like, and your tour with Cradle Of Filth just finished. I mean, just
Yeah, I was
not
like
so long
home for
ago.
2 weeks, and then I came over here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, obviously you're most famously known for Cradle Of Filth, but what can you take us through your journey as a solo artist? So what's your background? And
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been doing this since I was 15 years old, and I had 2 bands before I went solo, and they just never worked out. One was an all-girl riot girl punk band. I was in my teen years. That was a lot of fun. And then I started another band after that, but it fell apart because everyone had different priorities. So at that point, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go solo. And yeah, I find that when I went solo, it opened up that availability, and I find that that's why a lot of people aren't approached, because they look like they're so busy with their other act that nobody thinks like to approach them and ask them to be in part of another project. So when I went solo, it was kind of like, yeah, I'm free to do what I want, and that's I think where like Cradle's like, oh well, she's available, so let's ask her.
That's how it happened. Like
Yeah, it happened through a friend, and it's weird because Cradle Filth's from England and I'm from Canada, but they brought me out and they've kept me for like almost 6 years.
Yeah, 2013, isn't it?
It's a long time. My anniversary is January 12th, so it's coming up.
Oh, special.
Yeah, it's craziness.
So like, did they get to know you through, I love your EP, Rushing Through the Sky.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been listening to it because I had to prepare this interview, and I've been listening to it like all the time. Like,
Thank you.
And so did they get to know you through this EP, or just?
Well, they heard it. I know I was hired by the guitarist at the time, and he heard my stuff, and he's like, okay, yeah, this could fit. And then I sent a video of me playing amphetamine, and it wasn't that great. Well, I look back, because I've played the song like 3,000 times now, I look back and I'm just like, oh, it wasn't that great, but it was good enough for the time. But then, you know, Danny had no idea about it, and when we first started that world tour in 2013, I showed him some of my stuff, and he's like, oh my god, and he's like, you should come in as a writing member, and it didn't come to fruition about a year later, but yeah, it's you know, you have to just kind of sometimes show people what you're capable of.
Yeah. So what projects can we expect you to release this year?
Definitely my solo project. My solo project is going to come out this year. I'm still trying to lock down a date, but this is the year that I'm going to get it out. It doesn't have to be an extensive, crazy launch, but I just want to make sure that people finally hear it, and then I can start working on the second album slowly. I'm definitely going to get back to working on Antiqua stuff, even if it's like little moments here and there. And Cradle of Filth is working on writing their new album, so I'm gonna, once I get home after this trip, after my few days off, I'm gonna start working on some parts to submit. Hopefully some of them are taken.
So it would be a long length album. Like, it's not an EP, it would be a...
My solo one?
Yeah,
it's a full length.
Full length album.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
Cool.
thank you.
So yeah, you seem like really active. Like, I mean, your solo projects, Antiqua and Cradle Of Filth, you're vegan, you're a makeup artist, you're what else? You're always on social media, interacting with your fans. So how do you keep up? Like, first, what drives you to do everything that you do? And what's your inspiration in life?
Well, I mean, I'm just like a workaholic. I've always been that way, and I'm really good at time management and finding times to just diffuse. You know what I mean? And I do take my time. Like, I hang out with my partner once a week, and we just like watch anime for like hours. And I think it's important to have that downtime. But yeah, it's definitely about the time management. And I mean, I don't mind doing the social media things, but there are times where I'm like, okay, I need to get off social media because like my brain hurts and I can't be my best, and it's okay to retract sometimes and take those breaks. So that's what I do. But yeah, if you just can like set a timer and like do something for 1 hour a day, you know, 5 hours and like 8 hours dedicated to that one thing, you can get so much done. People don't realize you just gotta compartmentalize your time and focus.
Yeah, so what's a typical day in your life when you're not touring, let's say, when you're at home and like focusing?
I wake up and I stretch out and I have breakfast and coffee and I meditate for like 10 minutes and just reassure myself like I'm doing okay and this is what I want to accomplish today, and I suffer a lot from anxiety, so it's like, gonna be okay, you're gonna do it. And then you know, once the coffee kicks in, I do a few things to clean up around the house, and then I set a timer. Usually I start with if the musical thing is like stressing me out, I'll go straight into playing music for an hour or two. Like if it's something that's due or something I have to work on. If not, I'll do an hour of emails in the morning because everyone's in England and Czech Republic, so it shouldn't keep them waiting on responses. But sometimes I'm like, forget them, it's nothing important today, they can wait. And then, you know, it'll be another hour, okay, now I'm dedicating an hour to this, take a lunch break, and now I'm dedicating an hour to this, and then tie up loose ends at the end of the day, which can be 1 to 3 hours depending, and then it's dinner time. And then in the evening, I just kind of diffuse a little bit, but sometimes, you know, emails are coming through and there's social media and you just have to kind of go with it. But I really try to stop my night around like 9, 10, 11 at night is when I'm like, okay, that's enough for today, please stop. Yeah. And then the weekends are just usually like someone calls, wants to socialize, or there's a show at the local venue, or I try to go out and see my friends, I really do. But since August, it's just been intense. Like, I haven't really seen anyone or done anything. I miss my best friend. I haven't seen her in months, you know.
Yeah, that's the tough life of being a touring artist.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely a lot.
So then what inspires you then? Because, I mean, I understand that, like, I don't have the fame that you have, but, you know, I have also my several jobs. You know, I'm a gig photographer, I'm trying to do interviews, trying to do multiple things, and sometimes I just have also to cut from my social life, and sometimes it's hard, like you really feel alone and, you know, you're a bit anxious in your own life.
Absolutely.
So what keeps you up, like, who do you think of, or like, what do you think of, like, what's your, do you have any inspiration?
It is definitely lonely, especially because I work all by myself from home, and I only see the guys when I'm on tour. We have like chat groups and we keep in touch and all that, and it's good. Well, for Cradle of Filth, like the band keeps me inspired, and we have new management, Oracle Management, and they've been really revving us up to be excited to write this next album. For Antigua, one of my best buddies ever, and he really inspires me, and he's like always been one of my biggest supporters. He really inspires me and pushes me to do what I've always wanted to do with music with Antigua, and I hate that it's on hold. I'm like going into withdrawal. I want to just work on it again.
When I was doing the research, I was like, I checked Antigua on Instagram. It was like, I think it was like a few months ago, the last post, and I was like, oh, okay. But it was...
We have like an all-star lineup. Like there's no excuse for me to not be working on it, but like I'm Cradle and solo, like I've been working on this forever. And then for my solo thing is like very, very deep and personal, and very much like a lyric and melody and vocal driven person. And I love I have so many influences. So on my album it's like it's symphonic, but it's a bit electronic, it's rock music. It's inspired by a lot of early 2000s music. And I just love writing music, and I think what keeps me inspired is it's kind of like my outlet for when I'm upset or going through something, and I tell stories. I love being a storyteller. But I actually got the chance to work with one of my idols on this album. I'm like not going to say who it is yet, but they really inspired me because they've influenced me. So then they were like sending me stuff, and I was like, I gotta write over top of this. This is amazing. So I find I feed off of other people, but I don't forget about like what it is. Like I have my vision, and vision can be messy, but if you just discipline your creativity, you can accomplish a lot.
Cool. Yeah. So what's most rewarding for you as a solo artist then?
It'll be rewarding when I get this album out, and when the world finds out like who I got the chance to work with, who's like already on board for the second album. But I mean, even just coming here and being asked to come here and play the harp was like a huge step. I like couldn't say no. So yeah, I mean, the fact that it's finally moving in the direction that I've always wanted it to go in, that's really important for me. And there's a lot of other things, you know, being on my own and having that freedom, and Cradle giving me that freedom. There's a few collaborations that'll be announced later sometime this year. They are just like big moments for me to people wanted to create art with me and have me on board for these unique projects, and that means a lot to me too when people ask me.
And what's the most challenging then? Like,
the most challenging thing is when you are going through like a few days of being tired and you're just not really feeling all that creative. And sometimes when my voice gets tired and not being able to sing, I find when I'm singing, I'm happiest when I'm singing, and I have to kind of remind myself to like, oh, just go sing for 30 minutes, you'll feel great. Just go play, sit in front of the piano, you'll be fine. You know what I mean? And it's challenging, especially like some days you just wake up and you're tired and you have to be self-motivated to do your day, and I just don't feel like it. But I think that's a sign that my mind and my body need to recharge, and I just cancel the day. I do that about once a month, maybe.
okay.
There hasn't been much of an option to do that the last 4 months, but
Yeah.
it's challenge. There are challenges, and again, it's lonely and it's all me. But now it's something that helped immensely is I did hire myself an assistant.
Oh,
It's very like Hollywood rock
life-changing.
star thing. Yeah, but I hired an assistant, and she's just so fantastic. She comes over 2 to 3 times a week. She gets me so motivated, especially because I've just been so overwhelmed with taking on too much. So my New Year's resolution is like, don't take on as much.
And less lonely, I guess. Like you can less lonely, like you can share
she's
the
great,
work.
and her and I just have the same sense of humor, and she's my producer's partner. So like we get it. We get it. We have the same circle of friends. She gets it. She wants to help me and be part of the industry, and I'm like, I'll show you everything I know if you give me the time. You know?
Oh, that's
it's
great.
great. It's really great.
Okay, so are you gonna do more of this type of tour? So like Australia seems to be the first country. Where are you gonna share your music? Usually it's like at the end of the line, you know, like like 2 years after an album is released, Australia finally gets the gig, you know, like.
It's really strange how that worked out. If offers come through, I mean, it's so much easier to bring you somewhere with just me and my harp.
Yeah.
And that's why this all came about. It was actually supposed to just be a tour to come and DJ and hang out and socialize, but then the guys at Incursion events were like, oh, can you do other stuff? I'm like, I can do lots of stuff. And then it just turned into this massive tour full of fun stuff to do. I mean, if there's an offer from like Japan or some places in North America, I'll totally take them.
Okay.
1000%.
So no confirmed plan for international?
No, I have to lock down the date before that, and then it's Cradle's the priority, so I have to work it around Cradle Of Filth.
Yeah, no more tour plan with Cradle Of Filth?
Oh, we have lots of touring planned. Like we have a North American tour starting in March. We have lots of touring coming up next year. I think the fans are going to be really happy.
Oh, great. Yeah, so that was about to be my last question. Like anything you would like to say to your fans, Jerry? Maybe the Australian ones?
That you guys are awesome, and you just let me be me, and you're so chill and forgiving, and I appreciate that. I love coming here.